Hey everybody, it's Carmen from Carmen Renee Blog. I am so excited to have you back for another video. We are gonna have so much fun today. So if you are new here, my channel is all about home decor inspiration, entertaining tips, lifestyle, and more. I get to share my life with you guys, my family, my two little kiddos, and my husband. So you all can stay tuned for like daily vlogs and behind the scenes content and more. But today we're going to be doing a fun floral arrangement. So I'm excited to show you guys how to get that started for spring. And if you haven't done so, make sure you hit that bell notification and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an upload. But I'm so excited to have you guys here, and let's get into it. All right, so today's video is all about flowers and floral arrangements. I'm showing you guys how to make a fun $30, yes, $30 floral arrangement from the grocery store. So this is super exciting, and I'm so happy to show you guys what flowers we have. So today we're working with a few different flower arrangements or flowers that I like to put in a beautiful arrangement. So we have our vessel here. This is my favorite vessel. You guys probably saw it in my last video. It is from Serena and Lily. It is gorgeous, and they have a they have a high one as well. So I have a variety of flowers here today. I have some baby's breath, I have some pom-pom flowers, some spray roses, carnations, and some baby eucalyptus. And you guys, I have these beautiful, and I hope I'm gonna say this right, but ranunculus flowers. And they are just full of life, full of character. And I love adding them to this fun floral arrangement. So I do want to put this as a disclaimer. I am not a florist, but I enjoy putting beautiful arrangements together. So when you are going to the grocery store, just make sure that you look for flowers that have character, color. I like to make sure that we have some greenery there. So that is where the baby eucalyptus will come into play. And then usually what you're going to do is you're gonna build out with some greenery first, and then you're gonna kind of start filling in with the flowers. But today, since I only have one form of greenery, which is the baby eucalyptus, I'm actually going to build out with the baby's breath. And I like to start with that because it's very spaced out. It adds a little bit more character and dimension to your overall floral arrangement. And you can even do this with hydrangeas if you want to space things out and just kind of really create some dimension to your overall floral arrangement. With hydrangeas, any more greenery like outside, you can look on bushes, trees, wherever you find any form of filler that you want. And that's pretty much what the greenery is, it's filler for your actual arrangement. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna pull everything out so it is on the table. So we'll kind of start there. So what you want to do is just kind of organize all of your flowers. So we're just taking them out, and I'm putting the pom-poms here. And I'm actually going to start pulling out the flowers that I'm gonna build the starting point of the actual arrangement with. So we're pulling out the baby's breath right now, the pom-poms, and I will work on the eucalyptus next. So, all right, so I have some water in here, but I'm gonna pour some more. And you guys, always make sure your water is at least a little bit cool. I would say lukewarm is good. And I get these little flower packets. When you get flowers, you always get these little flower packets. I just like to cut them open and just start putting them in to the actual vase, because you want to make sure that your flowers do not die. And that's one of the key things. Spring is always such a good time for just like beautiful floral arrangements in your home. Actually, and this one is a little bit moist, but we'll kind of wiggle that out. But spring is such a good time for floral arrangements. It's such a great time to just, you know, add some beauty to your home. And even in the summer, I just love being able to, now that we own a home, and if you guys have followed our journey for a little bit, we bought our house pretty much a year ago. And one of the things that I always loved is having floral arrangements in my home. Let me know in the comments if you love that too. And so one of the things that I promised myself that I would do, and it just is an instant mood booster, is just have some arrangements in our home and just kind of keep them fresh and neat. And one of the other things that I'm really excited, guys, is eventually putting a flower garden in our backyard so I can really get into my Martha Stewart vibes or my Oprah vibes, whatever you want to call it. So now I'm taking the flower food and I'm just putting it into the water. I'm taking a wooden spoon. This is one of my cooking spoons, but you can pretty much use any spoon. And I'm just going to stir it in the vessel just to make sure that all of the flower food gets mixed in with the water. And from there, I'm just gonna set that down and we're gonna go ahead and get started. So right now I'm gonna actually start with my pom-poms. These are some white pom-poms that I got from the grocery store. Each of these flowers were like $3. And usually what I like to do is there are a lot of leaves on the flowers. So just definitely go ahead and take some of those leaves off so that they will not be all in your floral arrangement. So let's do that first. We're just gonna go ahead, and the quickest way to do this if you wanna get it done, just slide it off just like that. So easy. I actually learned that from a florist. So you're just going to slide off the flowers. We're gonna get them out of the way. It goes a lot quicker. Do not do those with roses because roses have thorns. And we do not want anybody to prick themselves. But if you ever, if you're using any type of flower like carnations or pom-poms that have all of these extra leaves and things like that, you can just pull them off just that way. And they have some leaves in the middle, but we can kind of just like move those around and just pull them. So you're just kind of cleaning off the flowers right now. And we're gonna just clean off the rest of them. So that is pretty much all of our pom-pom flowers. So I love being able to kind of start there. All right, so I'm gonna start cutting these down. So what I like to do when I'm doing any type of floral arrangement is I love to be able to measure kind of like where I'm gonna cut the flowers down. So instead of cutting it from here, right, you wanna cut it about halfway from the base. So that way it sits nice and high. So right now, I'm probably gonna cut it about right in the middle of the vase so you guys can see. And I'm just gonna take it, cut it at an angle, like so. Bring it down just to kind of measure if it's going to sit where I want it, and it is. And at any point in time, if you feel like you wanna cut it down more, you can. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that with the rest of the flowers. I love this part. I think that this is, I like to take it, kind of cut it. And all you have to do, guys, is literally space the flowers out. You'll notice how they fall into the vase themselves and just let them rest on the edge. Because the next part is just really filling them in. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna cut this down. Okay, I'm going to measure it on the side, like so. And I'm just gonna cut it down. I like to cut my flowers at an angle, or at least the stems at an angle. I feel like it soaks up water more. So then I'm gonna lay these right here. And if any of the flowers feel like they are not filling in the jar or they feel too high, just feel free to kind of like move them around. So for instance, these I feel like are a little bit higher than I want, so I'm just gonna cut them down just a bit, like so. Perfect. Same thing with these. Again, take any of the excess off. That's what you wanna do to Do not break your flower. But this is a really fun activity that you can even do with your kiddos. If you have like daughters or even sons, this is fun because you can teach them more about like floral arrangements and things like that. So these are really high, so I'm gonna cut these down. And next time I'll do a fun video with my daughter so you guys can meet Aria. So that's perfect. So now I'm gonna put that just right there. And you see how I've spaced all of those flowers out, just like so. It's very simple, but it's starting to fill the vase even more. And what's great is that now you're going to be able to add a lot of the baby's breath, which is going to fill the flower pot even more. So this is my filler. I'm gonna put this right underneath those pom-poms. And I'm just gonna mix that in. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's starting to come out so pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna cut these down just a bit because I wanna make sure that they are at the same level as the pom-poms. So just give me a second. And I'm gonna put that in. Oh gosh, you guys, these, I promise you, baby's breath is just so pretty. It is so dainty and gorgeous. I absolutely love it. So we're gonna cut it down again. And it's okay if the stems come apart, that's fine. Again, just put it together, put it underneath the pom-poms, and just like fill it into your vase. Just fill it in. If you need to move anything down, go for it. I'm gonna move this down just a bit. Sometimes you just gotta play with it and just kind of work it into your vase how you want it to go. So again, we're putting the filler in. We want it to be pretty much underneath the pom-poms, like so. So this is gonna sit. So now you can kind of see that the overall floral arrangement is starting to fill together. And so any time we're putting the baby's breath, I'm just putting it on the outside and pushing up the pom-poms just a bit. So again, I'm gonna cut it down, and I'm pretty much a professional at eyeing it. So I know how low I want it to go, and I want these to go not super low, but you can kind of see how I'm starting to just take off a little bit at a time. And then I notice that it's sitting right where I want it to sit, which is, so again, I'm gonna actually turn this around. I'm gonna put some right here. Okay. And again, another easy way to do this, guys, I personally don't like to use tape, but you can also tape off the vessel to, you know, square it off. If you've ever seen that, you square off the vessel at the top with tape and you section it, and then that way it's a little easier to put the flowers in. But for me, I'm just freehanding it because I think that that's the beauty of putting arrangements together, is to freehand it. Allow yourself to have fun with the arrangement. You don't have to be a professional when putting this together, because that's the beauty of flowers. Anything looks gorgeous together. So now, look at that. So now you see the baby's breath kind of circling the pom-poms and things like that. And so we're going to start, my next thing that I love to start with is the carnations, because I'm going to add the roses in between the baby's breath and the pom-poms, but the carnations are gonna go in the filler of the baby's breath. So here are my carnations. I didn't get too many. You don't need a lot. So I'm gonna pull these out, make sure that I do not pull out all of them. But I have two little bouquets of carnations. And we're literally going to just cut this down to size. So again, notice on the carnations, you're gonna see some leaves. So I like to go ahead, just, if it gets a little too hard like that, just pull them off. You guys, am so obsessed with making floral arrangements. I bought 2 books to really learn. I'm not a professional, so I should say that, because I do think that there is a level of a skill that you have to have with putting beautiful arrangements together. But that doesn't mean that you cannot learn. And I am all about learning how to do things. And that is the beauty of life. You get to learn what you want to do. So today's floral arrangement is literally, y'all, $30. I think the most expensive bouquet was the ranunculus, and that was 10. But these other little stems were literally $2, $3 from our local grocery store here. So our local grocery store is H-E-B. I get these from here. So if you're in Houston or Texas, I believe H-E-B is like all over Texas, but I don't know. So I get these from H-E-B. World Market has a lot of really nice flowers. Theirs tend to be a little bit grassier. But if you're looking to save on flowers, another great place to go is Trader Joe's. All right, so the carnations have been pretty much cleaned. So now we're gonna go ahead and fill them in. I'm gonna start cutting them down. I'm gonna cut them down into 3s. And I already know, since the stems are pretty long, that I'm probably gonna cut about halfway. And probably not even halfway, just maybe, see, boom, just like that. And so now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm gonna start actually in the back and put one in at a time, because this is gonna get a little tricky because you got all the stems in here. So you just wanna go ahead. Looks so pretty. Start to put that in. And just, when you're doing this, be gentle. You don't have to rush, but just move the flowers around, find a little gap space, look in the vase, and just set it down, just like so. And if the stem looks like it's poking out a little bit too much, just cut off a little bit. Same thing here. We're gonna go ahead and just open this up just a smidge, and I'm gonna put that right there. Oh, it is starting to look even beautiful. And if you want, you can shape it, cut off some of the baby's breath to kind of shape it, like giving it like a haircut. But again, oh my gosh, you guys, these are so pretty. I love these. Okay, so I'm just, like I said, filling them in. The pink really contrasts nicely with the white. Carnations are such a beautiful flower, and they're so cheap, you guys. Outside of roses are probably, I mean, there's other expensive flowers, but I know roses are pretty expensive. So if you're looking for a cheaper flower, opt for carnations, daisies, pom-poms, baby's breath, even spray roses are usually not that much. And spray roses still give you the effect of like really big, full roses. So I like to add some spray roses in there. So we're now just filling this in. And what's great also, guys, get you a little I forgot what are these are called. I have no idea. But there are these little spinny doodle things. If you know what they are, put it in the comments, because I totally am blanking on the name. But yeah, so again, filling those in. This one's popping out a little bit more, but that's okay, because sometimes you want it to stand out. You want it to stand out. Stand out. Above. Y'all remember that movie? Nobody does? Goofy movie? Okay, so we're cutting them. We're almost done with putting our carnations in. I'm just literally filling them in. I'm creating that space in them, so I don't want them to be too close together. So I am just looking at where I want to put them. I have like this really cute space right here that I'm gonna put it right there. Gorge. Oh my gosh, look at this, guys. Look how it's coming out. You guys see the filler. I swear the baby's breath and the pom-poms are really making this a full spring bouquet. All right, so I'm gonna put one right next to its sister. Okay, so we have it kind of like poking out just like that. So next, we're going to start with our spray roses. Spray roses are a beautiful flower and they smell, oh my gosh, you guys, they smell so good. Now, I do not recommend you pulling the leaves off like we did with the other flowers, more so than picking them off. So just peel the leaves off. And the only reason why I peel leaves off is because when you're sitting them in the bouquet, I like the flower to be more of the focal point. So spray roses are great. Another key tip that I learned with flowers, you guys, is, and I actually learned this from a florist here in Houston, Bramble and Bee, is you take your fingers and you just kind of wiggle the petals, or you can do this. And it opens up the petals more. So you literally, all you have to do is just blow them, or take your finger and wiggle them out, and they literally open up. And it's really cool. So now what you're going to do is you're going to cut the bottom off, and we're just going to start placing them next to their cousins, the carnations, right in. So again, taking the leaves off. And what's really cool, they have like these little family. Oh my goodness, and then we're gonna just blow. At least the flowers can't get me sick. Just kidding, guys. All right. So now I'm just gonna open this up just a bit, and I'm gonna cut. Boom. So again, with the spray roses, I want them to sit a little higher than the other flowers. So, and I want them to kind of like poke out just a bit. So I'm just making sure that I put them like in the center a little bit, and just between the actual like baby's breath and carnations, but just kind of like, not that they're super close together, but just enough space where you can see them. So just to like stick them out just a bit. I like to see if they're getting water. At any point in time, if you feel like you don't have enough water in your vessel, feel free, fill up your container, put water in it, and just go ahead and just fill it up a little bit more. I like this, I actually like this vessel because you can actually see where the water is. So if you feel like your stems are not getting enough water, you can literally fill it right back up. So now I'm gonna turn this around, and I'm gonna move some of this green stuff out of the way. It's gonna get messy, guys. That's the beauty of, it's like gardening and floral arrangements. Things can get messy, and that's okay. So again, I don't think I blew these out. Okay, so now you guys can see they're opening up. But spray roses are a tighter rose, but you can do this with any roses. You can literally either take your fingers and just lightly wiggle the petals so that they space out a little bit more. And this also helps them open. And we've already cut it down, so I'm gonna actually put these right here. Oh, look how pretty that is. And I don't want it to overpower the carnations, but you can kind of see. So now that we have those spray roses in, we're going to add some more. So I had a light pink, and now I have a little bit more of like a real like bright pink color. And so again, I have about 2 bouquets of spray roses. We're literally gonna take those leaves off, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, because I always like to put some flower arrangements together. And if you're watching this video, you should totally put one together for your partner, because I'm all about treating your partner to some beautiful flowers. My husband knows this. He knows that any holiday or any just random day, buy me some flowers. It's the way to a girl's heart. So we're literally gonna open those up. You'll even see that the petals start to open up. And don't do it too hard because you don't want to blow the petal off. Such a cool trick, right? Probably didn't even know that. I didn't know that until I took a flower arranging class for Mackenzie Childs, and it was so much fun. And I literally was like, oh my God, I didn't even know that you could do that. Again, I'm gonna cut those off. And this one kind of bent, so I'm actually gonna pop it off. Save it, give it to your kiddos. You know, what's also really cool and neat that you can do with your kids is you can make a fun scrapbook of flowers, right? And so what you can do is you can just press the flowers down in a book or in some plastic paper and let your kids kind of understand a little bit more about flowers by creating a little flower scrapbook. So anytime they go out, if they find a flower, they can put it in that scrapbook. It's such a cute idea for kiddos, especially in the springtime. My daughter, she usually will say, ooh, beautiful. All right, so I have a little bit more pink flowers over here, so I'm gonna put some in the back so you guys can see. So we're gonna put it in between the carnations, and I'm gonna bring it down just a smidge so it won't be so high. Literally cutting just like that smidge off. I'm gonna put some in the back, like so. Oh, look at that. How pretty is that, guys? So gorgeous. Okay, we're almost done. Now for my favorite part. Get a really random but just funky flower that is going to just make this floral arrangement pop, right? And I got this beautiful bouquet. It's getting stuck on my little eucalyptus. But I got this beautiful bouquet of ranunculus, and I actually learned about ranunculus from the class that I took. And it's just such a fun flower. You see that it like has like all these squiggles and it's very quirky, but at the same time unique, and I love that. And so anytime you're putting a floral arrangement together, you could either leave it like this and add your greenery to it, or you can add a fun flower. Another flower that I love, and I do believe it is called, I'm blanking on the name, but when I remember it, I'll put it in the description. But another flower that I love is, I think it's called dragon. It's something with dragon. I forgot the name of it. But it is the prettiest flower, you guys. And it just kind of hangs out. It like droops out. And as I said before, I'm putting this disclaimer, I'm not a florist. But guess what? That is okay. So these are kind of like already at a point where you want to kind of keep them long enough where they can see them curve out of the vase. And so we're just literally gonna plop this in. I may cut off just a smidge, just like a little tail. And literally, I'm gonna put this in between the carnation and the roses and the baby's breath. And I'm gonna let that just hang out. Hang out, let it hang out. These can be a little higher than all of your other arrangements because you want levels to your actual bouquet. So you don't want them all to be at one level. I like them to be at different levels so you can see the flowers. You can pull them out. Again, you can kind of shape them. And so now we're gonna add another fun color. So I'm gonna add one on this side and one on the opposite side. And make sure that they face outside. Don't make them face in because it'll look very, very strange. But you want them to face on the outside. And so this one is kind of already low, so I'm just gonna cut a little bit off and I'm gonna place it right in between the carnations and baby breath. Let that hang. Look at there. See how like it just wiggles out? It's so cute and it's so quirky. So we're gonna take a couple more. Oh, this one is really pretty. So they have a really beautiful burnt orange one that I think is gonna look really nice. So we're gonna do that one. And what's really great about these is that since they curve out, just make sure if you're using a ranunculus, you're porting them outwards, but just place them on the opposite ends of your actual arrangement. So you're gonna just literally put it on the outer side, and remember, these flowers, just point them outward, don't point them inward into the vase because they'll literally droop in. So I like to just kind of put them in between the pom-poms and the carnations and just sit them down in the vase. Let them fall where they may. They can be a little tall. If you want them to be lower, you can have them lower. I'm gonna leave this one to kind of like just be out. Let it be out, let it just hang free. The other one, I'm actually going to take this one. Y'all, these flowers are so freaking cute. They just are so creative and fun. And I'm gonna put this one right smack dab, close to the center, but not exactly in the center. I'm gonna put it in between some spray roses and some of the pom-poms and just let that hang out. Let it hang out, let it be outside and just partying like a rock star. All right, so we have a few more, but I think I'm only gonna put a couple more in that I see here on my little area. So again, I'm just cutting off the little phrase of leaves that trail on it. I cut that down, so this is gonna sit a little higher. And since I have two light roses right here on the outside, I'm gonna put this one smack dab in the center. And I'm gonna let her just sit out like that. And maybe you can even turn her around if you want, just to hang out. I have one more, and I'm trying to see if I have like another color that I think would be really great for this arrangement. I have a yellow one. So I feel like we have like all of the colors. We have yellow, we have orange, we have pink, and we have white. We have light pink. So this is really just us moving that. Again, the last portion, so I'm just looking, again, when you're looking at your overall arrangement, look at where you're probably gonna need some filler. Move the flowers around if you feel like there's spaces or gaps, and put them where you feel like they should be. So this one, I'm actually gonna put it on the outside to sit just like right there, like that. So now guys, we are going to go ahead and we're gonna go and add the eucalyptus. So this is really cool because this is gonna add that filler around the actual floral arrangement. And you'll be able to see it. You guys, this, oh my gosh. This baby eucalyptus is so pretty. And I'm literally I'm gonna probably cut it down just a bit. You don't want it to cut down too much. But cut it down just enough where they just poke in, and you literally can just fill this in. It does not have to be perfect. Just put it where you feel it can just hang out. Oh my gosh, look at that. So I'm gonna put ones, how I usually do it, this is how I do it. But with eucalyptus, I like to start on opposite ends. So I'll put one on this side, and then I'll go from the back, and I'll put another one right here as a friend. And then I'll put one, cut one short, and put one on the outside, like right underneath all the flowers, kind of like so. And if you feel like it's too high, guys, if you ever feel like it's too high, just take it out and cut it down. If you feel like, hey, this is a little too high for me, I want it to just kind of blend in with the flowers, just take it out and cut it down. That's the beauty of putting floral arrangements together. You literally just need to and I'm gonna bring this over so we don't damage any of the other flowers. So just stick that in like so. So you can kind of see now the eucalyptus is kind of shaping it around. And again, I'm gonna put one right underneath here to kind of give it more dimension. You guys, doing flowers just makes me so happy. Creating arrangements, everything like that, it just makes me so happy. And I just enjoy it. In my past life, I was probably a florist. Probably arrange flower bouquets, but I probably would never do it for anybody's wedding because I feel like it would stress me out too much. It would stress me out way too much because, you know, everybody has a particular eye. So I'm just gonna stick to the ones that I can do at home. But you guys, this is just coming out so beautiful. I'm gonna actually take this one that's a little bit high and I'm gonna cut it down just a smidge and I'm gonna sit it right in the middle. Just so it can have a friend right there. You can turn them. That's so pretty. So now I'm gonna see how I'm liking it. I think I'm gonna add like maybe 2 more and that's it. So we're gonna add 2 more little eucalyptus fillers. And I'm gonna add it. I'm gonna add 1. Let's see where I need it. All right, and always look for where you want and need it, right? So you don't want it in areas where you already have a ton. So I'm gonna put 1. I have 3 right here. I have 1 right here. So I'm gonna put 1 in between here. That's how I look. I look at where it already is and then I just fill it in like so, okay? Do 1 right here in the center. And I think I'm done. I don't think I wanna do any more. All right, guys, so here it is, your beautiful floral arrangement. Give yourself a round of applause. You do not have to be advanced at this. This is something that I just creatively put together, and some of you guys may love it and some of you guys may hate it, but I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think it adds a lot of character and dimension to the actual vessel and the vase. The vessel is the vase, guys, so if you hear me saying that, that's what that is. But I'm just gonna spin it around. Literally, you see the beautiful spray roses, the carnations, you see the ranunculus, you see the baby eucalyptus, and even the baby's breath. I think just the different dimensions, the different textures, the different lengths of the flowers really bring it to life, and that's what makes this all fun. You can have fun with this, guys. Get some beautiful flowers from your store, get creative. I always like to say, get some round flowers, get some open flowers, get just different types of flowers, but also get some greenery to fill it in. And that way you have a beautiful, fun, exciting spring bouquet that you can add to your home, and it'll be a beautiful place setting. It could be a centerpiece. It could go out on your patio for some spring cocktails, whatever the case may be. I love it. I think it's gorgeous. I'm gonna spin it around so you guys can see. But yeah, this was so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I'm going to list all of the flowers that I used, as well as my vessel and any other props that I used to put the actual flowers together. But if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'm also gonna share 2 of my favorite books that I'm currently reading right now to learn more about flowers and how to grow them, how to take care of them. And then one day, when I get my garden, I'll be able to show you guys that. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure if you love this video, hit that like button, comment what your favorite floral arrangement is for the spring or the summer, and make sure that you subscribe. Join the family. I love having you guys here. I love getting to know more about you, and I hope you get to see more about me and my personality on this channel. So thank you guys for watching. Hit that bell notification so you do not miss an upload. And also, last thing, make sure to follow me on Instagram at Carmen Renee Blog. All right, guys, Take care. Bye.